yawning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends and welcome back to Kanto 8. I swear we'll get to the end of this Kanto eventually, but it does feel like I lost like 30% of my entire lifespan in the dungeon of part 2. It was a good dungeon, but I feel like I aged prematurely in there. It was just so long and stressful. Both narratively and maybe not in a gameplay sense, because I was able to handle it most of it like fairly well. But Chu himself did give me some grief, and I was concerned during that entire fight. Like, it wasn't until the final phase, I think, when you're getting the arguments, that I actually was like, yeah, okay, we've got Chu sussed now, and it's all right. Because the whole time, like every single turn, we had a stagger. I know this might sound weird, and you're thinking, hang on, have I gone back a few episodes? No, I just felt like talking about Chu now for some reason. The point is, this Kanto has nearly killed me, and I'm sure the last part will finish me off. Jiachu and his forces left the banquet hall to assess the situation, leaving only me and the sinners there. Really don't feel like we should still be standing around here given the situation, but we do have to have dialogue first.
우리는 머지않아 이곳에서 황금가지를 얻어낼 수 있다. 이건 결정사안이지. 회수만 마치면 우리의 임무는 끝나며 LCA의 연락을 기다리는 것 외에는 우리가 할 일을 모두 마친 셈이지.
I mean, it would probably be wise to leave Hongyan as soon as possible. We can wait for extraction somewhere else, probably.
날개 전쟁을 겪어보지도 않은 것들이 섣불리 저 물살에 몸을 담그는 건 경솔하기 짝이 없는 처사다. 괜한 생각 말도록.
I mean, I feel like Gregor would understand, but I also feel 100% confidence that Otis knows. So, you know.
만일 우리의 힘으로 이곳의 전쟁을 막고 무고한 이들의 목숨을 살릴 수 있다면
Problem is, that's not our job.
본인은 저자의 말을 따르고 싶네.
아니, 처음부터 얽히지도 않는 것이 상책이다.
But we need our bow, and this might be the only way to get it.
돈키호테, 이제는 사리분별을 하고 있다고 믿고 말하건대 전쟁과 소동은 다르다. 그 정의감이 소동에서 빛을 발할지는 몰라도.
I'm surprised by how calmly and respectfully that Otis is talking to Don Quixote. That's rare, and I guess it can only be because she's been partially restored with Sancho and stuff like that, but it's an interesting conversational dynamic to see.
전쟁에서 그러한 동기가 짓밟히는 건 숨을 쉬는 것보다 쉬우니까.
True. Damn fucking true.
오티스 나리, 본인도 신물나는 전쟁은 겪었네. 그럼에도 가치우군의 뜻이 정의롭게 돕겠다는 것이지.
She did fight the giants. I can't remember how much Sancho did on that battlefield. I don't think we got to see much of it, but I would be surprised if she wasn't actively fighting, because she was like fucking second kindred, so you wouldn't not use that on the battlefield. But I respect the dedication to justice.
아직도.
Because difficult times are precisely the time for ideals. Ideals are, I've talked about this one before, so I'm gonna be very brief about it. Ideals maintained and held onto during times of relaxation, ease, calm, and no strife nor conflict are virtually worthless. Not entirely worthless, you know, it's good to have foundations to live your life by. But it is only when those ideals are tested, only in moments where it would actually be much easier to discard those ideals, that they hold their true value. That is the time you have to hold on to them. It's not a very pragmatic way of looking things, but it is incredibly important for one's sense of self. And those who hold very true to their sense of self and what they believe, there would be no other option for them. And Don Quixote, especially in her current iteration, is nothing if not that. Even the Sancho side of herself holds true to that kind of mentality. So, yeah, no chance.
정의의 편에서 싸우는 것이 어째서 무시당에 마땅할 일인 겐가? 이건 단순히 때를 부리는 것이 아닐세. 응당해야만 하는 일을 말하는 것이지.
Which is very cool.
오티스 씨, 나도 적지 않은 경험을 했으니 한마디 덧붙이고 싶은데.
Because I would have been really surprised if we didn't hear from Gregor throughout this whole thing.
전투와 전쟁도 달라. 전쟁의 흐름에선 보이지 않는 게 전투 현장 안에서는 엄청난 감정끼리 서로 맞부딪혀.
To the combatants, a battle is the be-all end-all, whereas to the people in charge, it's just another point on the map, as it were. When you're too close, you can't see the grand scheme of things, you can't see the bigger picture, but when you're too far away, you miss the details.
그 열기가 모여서 결국 흐름이 되는 거야. 결단코 반대는 없어.
저자의 뜻을 헤아리자면 이제 터지기 시작하는 뚝방의 틈을 재빨리 막자는 것일 테요.
Plus, let's be real, most of the sinners are pretty keen on Zishun by this point. Like, they like her. At the very least, we know Rhodia does. Gregor definitely does, because I think he sees another Yui situation there. Even Ishmael was like, hey, good job, well done, yeah, cool to have been a part of this. It's pretty much implied that a large portion of the sinners like Zishun. I don't think they'd be particularly comfortable with leaving her to her fate in this regard. Honglu probably wouldn't be. That might actually force him to make a decision. I don't think he'd be comfortable leaving her to die at Assassins. Then again, he might be. I don't know. Maybe getting to the point where he's not okay with that is the whole purpose of his emotional journey in this canto. Because at the beginning, he probably would have been like, fuck it, whatever. People die, you know. That has been his mentality since the events that caused him to bury his emotions, is that people die. It happens. There's no point getting flustered about it. But you'll notice he did start to get flustered at the prospect of Dayu dying, which shows the progress is being made.
그대들 둘의 뜻은 상반되나 전쟁을 막고자 하는 목적은 같지 아니한가?
We can all agree that a big war would be very bad. Thank you, Yi Sang, of all people, for boiling the discussion down to its base parts and simplifying it for everyone. None of us want this war to happen. Maybe we should do something about it. In what little way we can.
그렇다.
But despite, you know, Otis is being presented as the colder side of this argument, but the coldness obviously comes with pragmatism, and a level of pragmatism that is not misplaced, nor is it... I wouldn't even say it was pragmatism to the point of a lack of compassion. I wouldn't say that at all. I think she's being very realistic, very careful, very smart about this, because we are dealing with so many power players who are beyond us, and we've come a long way since Kanto 1, a long fucking way, but so many people here are beyond us. Actually, people like Chu, way stronger than us. Lee, Heng, or is it Lei? I guess it'd be more like Lei. Point is, Lei Heng, fuck that, we're not beating him. We'd be lucky if we could fend him off. I'm convinced that we haven't actually seen Ricardo at full power yet either, and we're dealing with people who are stronger than Ricardo. But I'm willing to believe that at some point they will give Ricardo, we'll have a fight with Ricardo and they'll give him a buff in-game, basically, to be like, alright, now he's going all out. Like, actually seriously going for it. I think he's fought us seriously, but not at his full strength. My point is that we're supposed to be in the shallow end of the pool, but we're being dragged over to the deep end, and no one gave us floaties, and we don't really know how to swim. We can kind of swim, we can do a little doggy battle, but not for very long, despite us actually being extremely good at endurance fighting. But we're going up against foes who could kill all of the sinners and Dante so quickly that there would be no time to turn the clock. That's probably one of the biggest issues we face.
그래. 말 잘해주네, 이상 씨.
Yeah, Yi Sang, you did great.
일정 이상 진행된 전쟁에 뛰어드는 것은 우리에게 실리가 없을 테니 오티스의 말이 맞을 것이다.
That's true. We're teetering on the edge, but have not tipped over that precipice yet.
하지만 초기에 진압할 수 있다면 이 작전을 회피하는 것보다 커다란 이득을 얻을 수 있다.
And that's when it gets difficult, because you try and because I'm the one who did it, try and present it as a, you know, pragmatism versus, I suppose you could call it idealism. I mean, you know, Don Quixote is incredibly idealistic. You can try and present it as that kind of argument, but then of course Merceau comes in and goes, no, well, there is actually also strong, solid logic to attempting to prevent this war entirely. I think Gregor's opinions on this could have gone either way. I wouldn't have been surprised if he weighed in and was like, we need to leave right now. I can't deal with something like this again. The PTSD is fucking strong, and we're heading towards something like that. Like, you guys heard him when he showed up, or when we all showed up in the Kanto 1 dungeon, when we first arrive in his, I think it's Fathoms? I'm pretty sure it's Fathoms. When we're in Gregor's Fathoms and we're like at the smoke war again, and you can hear him just barely able to make words.
이거 꿈? 악몽? 왜 또다시?
Oh, Greg. Because he's like, oh my god, I'm back. Oh god, no. Oh fuck. Oh no. Like, the one thing that can never happen is happening, basically. It actually shows how much Greg has grown, when you think about it. He didn't get to do a lot of his growing in Kanto 1 because there was no fucking time. But he's been doing it a lot over time throughout everyone else's cantos and the intervalos and such, which is cool.
그래. 어쩌면 홍원에서 벌어지고 있는 이 모든 부조리한 것들이
Destroy and uproot?
갈아엎어지게 될 수도 있겠지.
Revolution maybe. I fucking doubt it somehow, but you know, we can be hopeful.
뭐 홍루도 그걸 원하는지는 모르겠지만
That's true. What does Kabul want?
하지만 저분들이 강하다곤 해도 너무 적이 많아요. 정말 저 작전에 뛰어들면 그들을 막을 수 있는 걸까요?
I mean, choose off distracting them. We've just got to escort Zishun, yeah?
엄밀히 말하면 아직 우린 알 수 없는 거겠죠. 차분히 분석할 시간도 없는 거고요.
That's true. If we were operating outside of the narrative mallet space that is time during a discussion in a visual novel, which is kind of what this is, you know, whatever. We'd have already wasted too much time as it is. We already wasted too much time during the conversation with Chu. This conversation is already wasting too much time. They are at least acknowledging here that, like, look, we don't have time. Something has to be done. It has to be done soon. In fact, it had to be done 5 minutes ago. That's how urgent the situation is right now. What are we gonna do? Yisang's like, oh fuck, I don't like making quick decisions. Not an impulsive man.
제안 드릴 것이 있네. 우리의 관리자.
And Dante's like, oh shit, isn't this my job? Alright, I'm supposed to be making these decisions. Oh yeah, I'm in command. I keep forgetting about that. Just let Otis do it. Yisang carefully began as the sinner's opinions began to clash and fracture.
이렇듯 수감자들의 의견은 일치하지 않소.
I mean, it seems fairly one-sided at the moment, but we haven't heard everyone's opinion.
그러나 나의 작은 식견으론 누구도 단순히 감정에 치우쳐 의견을 밀어붙이지는 않고 있다고 생각하오.
Fair. Everyone is being quite logical and reasonable right now. At the moment.
어느 쪽의 말도 일리가 있으니 옳고 그름을 따질 수 없어. 그대도 쉽사리 결정하기 어려울 터.
It's a treacherous situation, both in terms of the risk to our lives and politically, both within the company and outside the company, certainly.
그러니
Yisang paused, taking his time to carefully select his next words. Then, after a subtle nod, he continued.
단테, 이것은 홍루군이 결정하는 것으로 두는 것이 어떨까 싶소.
Speaking as an entity entirely outside of the story, I would say I'm not sure I would trust Honglu to make the right decision yet. But that's me as an entity living outside of the narrative, so luckily, I don't have to make that judgment call.
어쩌면 분수에 맞지 않는 부탁을 하는 것일지도 모르겠소만.
No, we need more words from you, Yisang.
이번 기회를 놓친다면 홍루군은 지금의 웃음을 영영 거두지 못할 것 같다는 생각이 드네.
And that would be pretty horrific.
그대도 알지 않는가? 홍루군의 웃음은 내게 눈물로 보이어.
Essentially, yeah. What Yisang was trying to tell me was clear as day. So what I must consider, as the manager, isn't a discussion of wars and battles. It's not pragmatism or the measurement of the pros and cons. A manager has to support their team.
저는 이번에도 또다시 당신에게 객관적인 정보와 회사로서의 입장을 전달할 수밖에 없겠군요.
I love that. I love the fact how that was presented, where Dante's like, I can't think about this as logic and information and pragmatism. I need to think about this as the manager who supports their team. I need perspective. Faust! Faust, I have nothing emotional for you whatsoever. Try again.
단테, 당신은 LCB 소속의 관리자이므로 LCCB에서 제시한 루트를 따라 황금가지의 회수를 진행 후 위험에 얽히지 않고 신속히 이탈할 것을 권장합니다.
She's correct, but considering how many parts are left in this story, I don't think we do that.
하지만
However, Faust continues slowly.
만약 당신이 모든 것을 감내할 만큼 인내할 수 있으며 당신의 역할이 저들과 우리를 알맞은 길로 이끌어가는 것이라고 여기신다면
You know what, Faust? I was wrong. You are the right person to talk to about this.
행하시는 대로 저는 따라갈 겁니다.
That is advocacy without directly, explicitly stating it. I like it. Thank you. Now the answer must come from Honglu's own mouth.
이곳에서의 일이 생각보다 복잡하게 되어버렸네요.
Yeah, your entire home's about to burn to the ground. Not literally, it's just someone else will take over, but this place is gonna get fucked up real quick.
죄송해요, 단테님.
Not your fault. Hey, earlier, during your dialogue with Jia Chu, the conclusion you arrived at didn't come out of nowhere, did it? There must have been something that brought you there. In that long conversation, Honglu was finally able to give an answer of his own. And the biggest reason he could was...
처음엔 치우 형님의 물음에 제가 제대로 된 답을 낼 수 있지 않을 거라고 생각했어요. 하지만 어느 순간부터 안개가 조금씩 걷히는 것처럼 오래전에 잊고 있었던 무언가가 선명해지는 것만 같았어요. 저는 떠오른 말을 내놓았고 뵙고 나서야 제가 무슨 단어를 말했는지 깨달았어요.
Good.
그건 아마 오랫동안 제 안에 남겨져 있던 말이었을 거예요.
Didn't see a lot of it, did you? Kindness. Because I wanted to believe that kindness was enough, that it could truly bring change to Hongyan. This is not about us, it's about you and Hongyan's future. So I think I'll leave the decision up to you. Honglu was never the type to clearly state his beliefs or make decisions, so... whoops. He usually did as I asked without question, without even the smallest complaint. He did not speak of pain when he suffered, nor did he cry to us from agony. His eyes remained unshaken even as he witnessed the countless deaths and injustices committed before him. The eye that lets everything float away. The accepting eye of someone who has resigned himself to the reality that everything that exists has an end. I wait patiently for him to speak.
단테님, 저는요.
Honglu, who only ever quietly accepted whatever life threw at him.
철암사로 향하고 싶어요.
You made a decision, holy shit! He actually said, here's a thing I want to do. Oh my god. Big, huge, absolutely massive.
시춘이와 어르신, 선인들이 있는 방으로요.
We kill the Shanren because I really don't like them.
시춘이가 위험해질 수도 있다고 생각해요.
Good. Not that she's in danger, but that you want to go do this. Good. Danger as in her life might be at risk?
목숨이 위험하진 않겠지만 오히려 목숨만 건재할 수도요.
It's an interesting way to phrase it. Okay.
치유 형님이 말씀하신 걸 되짚어 생각해보니 전과 같은 시춘이의 모습을 이제 볼 수 없을 것만 같아요.
Maybe concerned that, and I appreciate that this would be a oversimplification of the situation, but it's an easy way to convey it in I suppose a narrative-like way. Honglu might be concerned that something similar will happen to Zishun as what has happened to him. Obviously not the same, circumstances, not the same way, not at the same time in their lives, but to feel like irreversible emotional damage has been done. A seemingly irreversible change, right? For the first time, he speaks of the path he wishes to walk. Honglu's jade eye gazes beyond the walls of Dagwanyan.
치유 형님의 말씀대로 철암사의 문을 자유자재로 열 수 있는 건 이제는 오직 저뿐이에요.
Which is a pretty big deal.
시춘이가 가주가 되는 걸 옆에서 지켜보고 싶어요. 혹시라도 위험한 일이 일어난다면 막을 수 있도록 말이에요.
And even describing himself as engaging in a situation where he would show initiative if things didn't go the way he wanted to. Progress is being made. Okay, sounds like a plan. I guess we'll all die in this war, but it's whatever.
관리자님께서 이런 결정을 내릴 것이라 짐작하긴 했습니다.
I'm sorry, Otis, I'm not hearing a lot of excellent decision executive manager. You're so very intelligent and see the bigger picture and are so clever.
각자가 살아온 생태와 환경에 따라 판단의 기조가 달라지는 법인 만큼
And Dante's only upbringing has been around the sinners because they can't remember their life before.
저희와 함께한 시간이 전부였던 관리자님이기에 이런 판단을 내리신 것이라 생각합니다.
Certainly. I keep disappointing you, don't I? We're gonna have a very interesting Kanto, aren't we?
아직은 아닙니다.
Give it time. I'm sure you'll manage. Otis replies sternly.
뭐 얌전히 황금가지만 얻고 가는 건 우리 방식이 아니긴 했지.
Yeah, there always somehow ends up being more, doesn't there?
그건 그렇긴 하네요.
Ishmael agrees with Heathcliff for the first time since forever.
뭐 나도 좀 민감해서 날 세우긴 했지만 의견 차일 뿐이잖아. 유감은 없길 바래, 오티스 씨.
Yeah.
아주 헛소리였으면 무릎을 걷어찼을 거다.
Would have been my foot planted in your shin if I thought you were full of crap, sir. And considering how Otis frequently talks of executing people, that's a very playful statement on her part. Otis and Gregor, whose stances were always diametrically opposed, have stopped shooting bitter remarks at each other. We're all growing more familiar with each other. It only took 8 cantos. Perfect, then let's do this. And in that strange air, we found our purpose.
내 최고의 검인 차로를 그쪽으로 보내겠다.
Oh my god, Chu, did you stand there the whole fucking time and wait for us to come to a decision? Dude, there's a war happening. Come on now. Your army and the Wang army are getting fucking obliterated as we speak.
향하는 길은 다를 것이나 늦지는 않을 것이다.
That's fine. I want some challenges. I don't want Zilu to win them all for us.
아까는 뭐 흑수들이 전부 주인 없는 놈들이 되었다 하지 않았냐?
I'm guessing Zilu is special.
설명이 길어지니 차로는 해당하지 않는다고만 해두지.
Called it.
그럼 그쪽은
You gonna go fight Lei?
언더보스와 그 필두 무장인 뇌횡을 막는 것이 제일 시급할 터. 나와 자공은 그들이 있는 대관원 앞에 주 전장으로 향한다.
I think you two are going to die. At least one of you will die. Because Lei Heng is like way beyond our league and something shown to us to scare us now that we feel like we can take Ricardo. They're like, hey, here's another bigger, more dangerous boogeyman. And also the underboss is there. And usually, maybe not always, but typically the way things work in this fucking universe is that the higher your rank in an organization, the stronger you are. We literally had an entire competition here in Douarguanyan basically based off this concept because typically the stronger people win the hierarchy evaluation because it's kind of pilled that way. So the implication is that the underboss is probably a lot stronger than Heng, and you're gonna go fight them. I was not confident about Chu fighting Heng alone. The fact the underboss is there as well, he chooses to get involved, I don't see it ending well. The plan was now in motion. There was nothing more to discuss. Fucking finally. And we both walk away to our destinations in opposite directions.
여러분, 저는 저런 식으로 웃는 자들을 적지 않게 보아왔습니다.
Many smiles.
빈 껍데기의 웃음입니다.
That's Honglu.
저런 자가 진실로 대의를 위해 움직일 수 있다고 생각하십니까?
사람마다 마음이 움직이는 이유는 각기 다른 법이니 그 수면만 바라보고서야 어찌 그 깊이까지 감히 헤아릴 수 있겠는가?
You can't argue with my philosophy, it's too strong. I manifest ego and I manifest philosophy. It's like, fuck's sake. Actions of a thief. I think surely at some point before this canto ends, we get to fight the fucking Night Drifter again and his stick. That guy's so cool. I want to fight him again.
철암사로 가려면 이곳을 거쳐서 가는 게 제일 빠른 길이에요.
Fastest would be bestest, though probably most dangerousest. Looks like it leads underground.
아유, 빠른 길 맞아? 저것도 뭐야?
빠른 길이니 당연히 여기부터 맞겠지.
I didn't know they had death wishes, but apparently they do. Well, I never thought it was going to be easy. Looks like I was right.
그대로 몸을 돌려 왔던 길로 돌아가길 제안하지.
Generous clan member, I don't know about that.
관대하기 그지없는 제의다. 군말 말고 따르도록.
See, I kind of like these I like how weird the fucking name designations in Limbus are, right? Because we had the irate dude who was one of the boss fights in the dungeon, and he was one of the most soft-spoken, albeit rude and mean, but still soft-spoken motherfuckers I've ever heard in my life. I wouldn't have described his way of talking as irate. Yet, at the same time, I wouldn't describe this guy as generous, but he describes himself as generous, therefore he is the generous clan member. I think what I like the most is that there are no hard and fast rules to how a character is named. We just pick something prominent about them, and that's good. That's how it should be. I have no criticisms on that front. I think it's very funny.
가주 대전은 이미 종료되었고 결과는 모두의 앞에 공표되었어요.
Yeah, and your candidate didn't win, so fuck off.
누구의 명을 받아서 우리를 습격하려는 거죠?
On whose orders are you attacking the precious jade of the Jar family, huh? Fucko.
순진하군.
How rude. You're not sounding very generous anymore.
이 대관원에는 이미 수많은 세력이 앞다투어 밀려오고 있다. 가주가 된다고 설쳐대는 그 녀석은 지금쯤 선인들을 뵙지도 못하고 길바닥에서 피나 흘리고 있을 거고.
You're only encouraging us to absolutely crush your body, face, and skull quickly so that we can go see if that's true.
다등한 것끼리 손을 잡은 모양이지만
Did you not watch the second round?
고작 이런 취약한 군세로 우리한테서 가주를 되찾을 수 있다고 생각하는 거냐?
Yes, quite easily, actually.
이미 정해진 결과를 받아들이지 못하고 멋대로 반역을 일으키는 주제에
You guys are bad losers, and what you're gonna find out is that I'm also a bad winner. As in, I'll gloat a lot.
우리가 뭘 되찾는다는 거예요? 애초에 빼앗긴 적도 없을 텐데요.
True.
하물며 주인 되는 자의 이름도 내놓지 못한다니.
See, you're also wimps. And you're cowardly. And your hair is stupid.
정당한 명분이었다면 묻지 않아도 스스로 뱉었을 것을. 스스로도 도둑의 행동이라 생각하는 게 분명하군.
Actions of a thief.
우리가 왜 너희에게 명분 따위를 알려야 하지?
Because you're embarrassed to even bring it up in front of us.
서라!
Uh-huh. This won't take long. But yeah, this is the Shear family, so what's up with that? 11 of them, easy. Not even a problem.
사격 개시.
잘했군! 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금은 기세가 수그러지는군. 저놈을 추적해!
깎는다.
Easy stuff, no worries. Where's the big cheese? Come on now, these are just nibbles. Little nibbles on a charcuterie board of expecting a challenge. I don't need a charcuterie board, I need a full buffet. I know I'm gonna get it, but... I just need to act really fucking insufferable so that when my comeuppance does come and I get absolutely splattered into the floor, it's all the more satisfying. The will to change.
네 놈이 모시는 자가 누구든 간에
Whoever your poor master is, he really did fucking not luck out on the thug draft, huh?
부리는 것들의 수준을 보아 절대 가주 자리에는 앉지 못하겠군.
Yeah, it's hopeless.
떳떳한 명분도 없이 졸렬히 행동하니 네 놈들 사기도 그 모양인 거다.
It's true.
그렇다면 너희는 무슨 자격으로 가주 자리를 지킨다는 거냐?
We have the just cause of being on the way to plow your mother.
얼마나 대단한 자격이 있다고?
야, 적어도 이쪽은
Excuse me, lads, I'm afraid I have some wisdom to impart, so if everyone could sit down for a moment.
여기를 바꿔보려는 의지는 가지고 있어.
Which would be a good idea, I feel.
그 망할 종소리를 듣고서도 방을 더 늘리라는 궁리만 하려는 놈들보단 100배 낫지 않냐?
Yeah, a little bit. I have died of my own greed.
오티스 씨나 히스클리프 씨는 말을 언제나 강단 있게 하시네요.
단순히 병사를 모으는 것은 쉽다.
And while it is the easy part, it is not in of itself easy.
하지만 그들을 어떻게 이끄느냐는 것에서부터 리더의 자질이 드러나는 것이다.
Yeah.
그렇군요. 전쟁을 많이 겪어본 오티스님의 경험이 이러한 확신을 얻게 하신 거네요.
Possibly? It seems less like it now.
저는 전쟁과는 한참 거리가 먼 인생을 살았거든요.
I mean, it was its own war, but I get what you're saying.
뒷골목에는 이미 저도 모르는 크고 작은 전쟁들이 일어났을지도 모르죠.
Distinctly possible, yeah.
지켜만 본 저는 할 수 있는 말이 없네요. 이런 자리에서 어떤 말을 해야 할지도 모르겠고요.
It begins with but a step, though. This seemed like the perfect moment for Otis to brag about her experience, but she fell silent at that remark.
그게 뭐 그렇게 어렵다고? 그냥 역 같으면 역 같다고 하면 되는 거지.
If it's shit, it's shit. Cool it out.
얘처럼.
Yeah.
저요?
Yeah, exactly like Sinclair. For a while, Sinclair continued to ask Heathcliff if he really was talking about him.
이 복도를 걸어가는 대부분의 날은 저 혼자였는데
And never with so many guns. We only have 2, but still, it's crazy. Technically 3, actually. Gregor has a gun as well.
이렇게 많은 사람들이 함께 가는 건 처음이네요.
And I suspect there was a reason for that.
왜? 하인들을 대동하지 않았어?
어렸을 때는 혼자 가는 게 무서워서 같이 데려갈 때도 있었는데 크면서 점점 알게 되던 게 있었어요. 이곳은 오로지 혼자서 걷는 것만이 제일 마음이 편하다는 걸요.
I get that. I mean, in a more metaphorical sense. In that I do prefer generally working on my own than working with other people. Nothing against other people, I'm just more comfortable doing stuff myself. I had to make an exception with the band, though. No matter how stubborn or willing to work hard I am, I can't actually be a whole band by myself. So, yeah. Why? I imagined Hong Le slowly walking down this hallway alone with a dark expression. It wasn't a pleasant sight.
철암사는 말이죠. 저만이 자유롭게 출입할 수 있어요. 가주도 출입이 가능하다곤 하지만
That's interesting, though. Why specifically were you the only one who was allowed to freely enter and exit? Like, yeah, I know. He's the precious jade of the family, but what specifically about that meant he was allowed to freely enter and exit?
할머니조차도 부름이 있어야지만 들어갈 수 있었죠.
And she was pretty big and important.
그런 거였어? 아니, 가치우 씨가 그냥 비유삼아 하는 말인 줄 알았는데.
Evidently not.
그런데 왜 다들 선인들이라고 부르는 거냐? 진짜 신선인가 뭔가 하는 거라도 돼?
There's something fucking weird about him.
네, 인고의 시간을 거치고 비로소 불로장생의 방법을 체득하여 선인의 반열에 오르신 분들이거든요.
So they're quote functionally immortal. Maybe they can be killed, but they're free from aging and death. Well, aging and death. Maybe they are actually just immortal then.
그게 정말 가능해? 진정한 불로불사는 못 찾은 거라며.
Maybe it's a closely guarded secret by the Jeanren, and whoever figures it out can join them. Are you allowed to talk about that?
아, 입을 또 왜 다물어? 사람 불안하게. 저기 뭐가 틀어박혀 있는 거야?
Yeah, quit bottling up.
그래도 이곳은 바깥보다 차분하고 고요하네요. 뭔가 좋은 향도 나는 것 같고요.
Yeah, give it time.
이 밖은 여러 세력이 맞부딪히기 일보 직전이라는 게 믿기지 않을 만큼.
그나마 다행히 철암사를 가는 길을 제대로 아는 자는 대관원 안에서도 거의 없으니까요.
Oh, is it like a labyrinth situation?
적어도 대관원에 침입하는 외부 세력들을 마주칠 염려는 덜 수 있지 않을까요?
그런 복선 깔지 말라니까.
We're obviously going to. I want to fight a fucking Arcourt pack. I want to fight an Arcourt pack. I want to know what that's like. 'Cause I never did it in Lobcorp because you technically can't. I mean, actually, are you allowed to fight back or do they just gun down your employees? Don't get me wrong, the damage output they put out is fucking staggering, so I don't know if you could even really survive what they do. But I presume you can't command your employees to attack Arcorp squad members in Lobcorp. I never tried for obvious fucking reasons. Whenever I summoned the pack, I was usually a little bit stressed. So, yeah. I'm sure, surely people have tried, so surely someone can tell me. Oh, what am I thinking? We fought an Arcourt pack in Ruiner.
손을 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐?
We fought like
적은데 무기까지
3.
줘서 철수하자고.
Alright, yeah, but I want to fight an Aqua pack in Limbus, I guess. A ridiculous idea. I like the sound of that. I love a good
뛰어가겠네.
idea that's just absolutely dripping with chicanery. Unfortunately, it was indeed a foreshadowing. Hello, lads. It didn't take very long before another faction appeared before us.
멈춰! 너희들은 누굴 따르고 있나?
Ah, the Zhu family. So Xie and Zhu are conspiring against the Zixun. That's just me saying Zixun's name in a silly way, by the way. I'm not insinuating that Zixun's a fucking family name.
왜 이런 곳을 돌아다니는 거지?
It's hanging out. What are you doing? Your hat looks a little askew, man. You should probably put it back on your head properly. Otherwise, it might distract you during the fight.
가야 할 곳이 있으니까요.
Yep.
여러분들은 왜 이런 곳을 돌아다니시나요?
If anyone should be asking anyone why someone is here, it should be the Jade of the fucking Jar family asking you, random thug, why you're here.
너희 가치우 쪽의 세력이냐?
Dude, how do you not recognize Honglu on sight?
선인들이 계신다는 그곳에 갈 셈인가? 가주 자리를 빠르게 확정 지으려고.
Truly, how do you... Although, actually, come to think of it, if these are the same soldiers who attacked us alongside the Night Drifter, which I don't know for sure, I'm just making an assumption, they might have assumed that Honglu was dead. Then again, if they've been watching the fucking hierarchy evaluation for more than 2 seconds, they would know he's still alive, so...
막아서는 척 떠보려면 모를 줄 알았나. 애송이가.
Congratulations, you asked the right question. Here's all our plans.
그 장소를 찾지 못해 같은 곳을 빙빙 돌고만 있을 뿐이면서.
They're probably quite fed up and eager to hit someone over and over again.
이곳은 빌어먹게도 넓어서 말이지.
He really is a greenhorn because Otis is like, you're lost, aren't you? And he's like, yeah, we're lost. All right, you got us. This place is irritatingly large, and it's like, why would you tell us that?
길만 얌전히 알려주고 꺼진다면 쫓지는 않겠다.
Right, that's why. Okay, fair enough.
자격도 없는 것이 가주가 된다는 가당차는 발상은 포기해라.
I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool idea.
그 협박은 이미 아까 들어서요.
At least come up with some new material, goddamn.
좋은 진리네요.
Maybe I need to come up with some new material. Well played, Ishmael, well played. Good stuff. We're burning through them now, only 7 parts left, goddamn. I'm not gonna finish it today, no fucking way. I know that at the end these parts get really long, so yeah. But we'll tentatively take steps towards it, you know.
너희를 부리는 자의 이름을 대라.
Who are you working for? God, I hope it's Xiwa. I hope he shows up at the end. I hope he's the final boss. It'd be so fucking funny. It's probably Xiamu because, you know, she was a big advocate of the Shi family. So I reckon that's what's happening. But I want it to be Xiwa because it would be really funny. The sweep will never end. It never stops sweeping. 374-day sweeping streak. Hole is a fog. Your mother's fat ass.
너하고 너 전장을 아는 눈빛이군.
Funny you can tell just by looking at them.
부정할 필요 없지.
There you go.
그게 아직도 티가 나나?
Huh.
전장을 기억하는 덕에 다른 것도 잘 알지.
Yeah, because it definitely went very well.
이를테면 네놈 같은 잡졸들의 입을 열게 하는 수백 가지 방법이라던가.
아쉽게 되었군.
I mean, he is a captain. That is a little different.
그렇다면 내가 입을 탐을 방법은 딱 한 가지로 줄어든다.
Ah, the metaphorical cyanide pill. Except in this case, the cyanide pill is like a fucking meter-long length of iron. The man who appeared to be leading the soldiers stabbed himself in the chest without hesitation. I imagine you guys have probably seen that one before.
스스럼 없이 자결할 정도의 이름이라
That either shows devotion and loyalty, or it shows that something far worse would have happened if his master found out that he'd given them up.
대단한 무게를 가진 인물이라는 뜻이겠지.
Shamu, isn't it? Come on now.
혹은 밝혀져서 안 되는 정보가 새어나갔을 경우 심리를 조작해 처리하는 충을 썼을 수도 있겠네요.
Well, okay, so we have those in this world. All right. Cool. Good. The only other place I've seen something like that was in Deus Ex Human Revolution. You go find a hacker, but someone else has hacked them and is controlling them, so when you're trying to get information out of them, the hacker just makes them put a gun to their own head and blow their brains out. Noticing that there was a previously unseen, serious look in Honglu's eyes, we forged onward. Who is the big evil that definitely isn't Shamu? I must know. Those who do not decide, I am the one who decides.
헌팅 커틀러리 준비 끝.
Gunshot? Oh, we're gonna fight the thumb. Let's go. These guys are gonna be tough. Because the thumb are just tough in general.
방금 것은 위협용 사격이었습니다.
Look, the key to a good fighter, a good commander, a good tactician, and just generally for success in your daily life is the ability to adapt and to convert, you know? She was able to convert that intended kill shot into a warning shot. It's very impressive. Very adaptable.
조그맣게 욕한 거 다 들었다.
Play along, dude. Come on.
저들은
상급자에게 거짓말을 하는 건 예의가 없군.
Oh, that's why he's so... Okay, I see. Oh, right, yeah. Because they take the opposing forces' leadership into consideration as well, don't they? I forgot about this. If you're disrespectful to your opponents who are your senior, that is still in direct violation of the thumb's discipline. And usually comes with a rather fucking substantial punishment.
실례했습니다. 대가를 치를 수 있게 도와주실 수 있습니까?
I guess we will provide it, because I think you're standing in our way.
못할 것도 없지. 혓바닥을 내밀어라.
Uh-huh. Well then. An incomprehensible exchange between the pair was soon followed by the sight of a severed tongue rolling in the dirt. Ew!
엄지로군.
Yeah,
저 녀석은 혀가 없어졌으니 제가 말하겠습니다.
indeed.
관리자 단테와 그 일행 그리고 가봉님께서는 이곳을 지날 수 없습니다.
Oh, they know everything about us. Okay, cool. Well, not everything, but they know enough about us for it to be concerning.
뭔가 호칭이
Asija about you. Yeah, that's not unheard of, Sinclair.
상황이 상황이니만큼 지금 저 녀석은 LCB 수감자 홍루가 아닌 가시 가문의 보구로 대하고 있는 거다.
They're making a specific distinction.
분명 가문의 도련님이라는 신분이 엄지의 말단인 솔다토로 보이는 저자보단 명백히 높은 위계일 테지.
Makes sense, yep.
그럼 혹시 비켜달라고 하는 건
To what degree are they required to be respectful to someone of an opposing faction or potentially opposing faction who is a higher rank than them? Can they refuse their requests? Because we are diametrically opposed. It's their job to stop us from coming through, but also to deny Honglu access would be disrespecting someone of a superior rank. Do they need to like punish themselves and then get on with the fight, or do they punish themselves after the fight?
소용없어. 저 새끼들은 말로는 존중해줘도 적을 봐주진 않거든.
Yeah, we'll have to stomp them.
듣기는 들었는데 정말로 계급이나 위계 차이에 엄청나게 집착하네요.
It is to an absurd degree.
비교할 정도로.
It is to the point where it's just plain weird. Because all of this bollocks about respecting and respectful of your opponent's higher ranking members just feels like it creates a lot of unnecessary complications. But of course, the reason they do it is to fully hammer home the idea of discipline. Discipline is not exclusive to when we're having meetings back at the little gang hideouts and whatnot. It's all the time, everywhere. You will maintain discipline and you will maintain respect to the chain of command. Always. Or you'll have your 8th tongue ripped out this month.
언더보스께서 이곳을 지나는 사람은 전부 적으로 취급하라고 명령하셨습니다. 본래 아군이었든 그렇지 않든 간에 보이는 대로 처분을 명하셨죠.
I guess that's one way to get around it. Just give very clear, specific orders.
돌아가 주시지 않겠습니까?
And he's very nice in the process of issuing this warning because that's the whole point.
그건 곤란한데요?
Nope, sorry, you're gonna have to pull your own tongue out.
그렇다면 전력으로 상대해드릴 수밖에 없군요.
뇌행, 그놈이 매복시켰군.
Would he have personally overseen this though? I don't know.
이딴 식으로 나올 생각이었다면 처음부터 결과에 불복할 놈들이었나.
Seems like it's striking a nerve, yeah.
림버스 컴퍼니의 등급과 그 부서인 LCB의 입지를 고려하면 수감자인 이놈이 뇌횡님의 이름을 감히 입에 올린 것만으로 혓바닥... 아니,
Look, bruv, it all leads to the same outcome in the end anyway, doesn't it? We're all gonna fight. It's fine.
아래 턱재로 부서뜨려도 모자라겠군.
You're welcome to try.
뭐. 역시 솔다토 따위는 제 분수도 파악하지 못하는군. 내 놈 혀가 100가닥이라도 모자라다.
So is this implying that Ryoshu was a formerly rather high-ranking Thumb member? I feel like that could have been inferred up to this point, but once again, it's not an assumption I'd like to make, and I'm not making the assumption now, I'm just speculating. Although, of course, I say that, but everything she's just talked about wouldn't have required her to be a Thumb member, just a high-ranking member of something.
이놈들에게는 원하는 답을 얻지 못할 것 같군.
We should crush them.
상관의 명령에만 죽고 사는 꼴통들이니.
They absolutely would, yes.
오티스 씨가 좋아하는 군상 아닌가요, 그거?
한때는 엄지의 방식을 전략적으로 높게 치던 시절도 있었다.
But there has to be room for flexibility, no?
지금은 그저 판단이란 걸 하지 않는 머저리들이란 걸 알고 있지만.
Ah, very topical.
대가를 치른 후에도 계속 그따위로 말할 수 있는지 두고 보지.
Bring it on. I can babble a whole lot. Hey, so what do you guys have other than, you know, unbreakable coins, which is really annoying? Tremor and burn. Burn. Tremor. Concussive penetration. Burn and tremor. Yep, this is all pretty standard. If this unit triggered tremor burst, gain attack power up and damage up next turn. That's really good already. Extra damage against staggered enemies, and if an enemy was staggered for the next turn, inflict 2 tremor on hit with a skill after a clash win. Also really good. If one more ally has been defeated, gain 1 clash power up next turn. Okay. Starting next turn as well, which implies they get to keep it. And there are 12 of them. Oh, time to break some faces.
저놈을 추적해!
Good effort, lads. Very cool guns, but you never stood a chance. Come on now. Only got 5 parts left. Oh my, oh me. Those who do not decide. And this is only a combat encounter, so a lot of stories got to happen in the next 4 parts. God damn.
나의 상대는 어디 있는가?
I will do or attempt if this ends up being a boss fight, and considering it's difficulty level 55, I think this is a boss fight. I will at least attempt this today. And then what I want to do next time is the last 3 parts back to back, because it won't be a dungeon. There will inevitably be really long cutscenes and at least one really long fight, but I would love to set it up so that we could finish it in one video. Also, we've only got enough energy for one more stage anyway, so my hands are tied. You ignore that encapsulin box, don't worry about it.
이것도 지하인 거지? 꼭 생긴 게 바깥으로 나온 것 같네.
I love an underground place that looks like it's outside.
인공의 조명이나 가히 야외라 착각할 만하구려.
It seems like this wing specifically are really good at this whole fake outside indoor lighting thing. We should be getting pretty close, but...
네, 누군가 이미 도착해 있군요.
Oh, fucking bollocks! Oh, no! Not him! I guess it was to be expected if we've been fighting Soldato. There was a small hill in front of the bridge leading into the Tikan Temple. Yeah.
시춘이의 사병들이네요.
She had more mercenaries? There was a small hill of bodies, all of them mangled and broken to the point where we couldn't even tell how many of them there were. Yeah, they had a bad time. On top of the hill sat Li Heng. Is that Wei? I fucking hope not. And the heavily wounded figure in front of him was... Wei. God damn it. Well, now you have to give us an identity of him. If he dies, then we'll never get to see him in combat, which means you have to make up one for him. And it has to be either Yi Sang or Merceau. Also, we have bigger problems right now.
이번에도 면목 없습니다.
Even in death, he's fucking funny.
이게 어떻게 된...
아따 늦었네. 심심해서 좀 놀고 있었어?
I tell you what, you might be a soldado in the sun, but you got the heart of a Texan.
야는 승계가 끝날 때까지 죽치고 기다리려고 거시기하고 있었던 모양이야.
That would be logical, yes.
예전에 흑수 말 대가리 필더라가더만 독 빠진 게 별거 없구만.
Oh, so Wei was former Heishu, huh? Ryoshu's not pleased.
잠깐, 왜 여기에?
He's here to cause us many problems, but what this means is that if Chu manages to get himself killed anyway, I'm gonna be doubly pissed, because it wasn't even against Heng.
작전대로라면 뇌행은 지금 대관원 앞의 전장에서 가치오와 대치하고 있어야 했다.
Which is presumably precisely what Lei Heng was counting on. Yeah.
술을 잃켰군요.
I guess it wasn't very difficult.
자로라는 자를 우리에게 붙이겠다고 한 건 이런 돌발 상황에 대한 보험이었군.
Don't say that out loud. He doesn't need to know that. She's like, you know, I was gonna fucking just slit his throat, but I guess now we have to fight him or whatever. And as if on cue, Zilu arrived. She was covered from head to toe in blood, but I could easily guess that the blood wasn't hers.
에헤이. 시방 길이 두 개가 뚫렸다 이 말이야. 한 짝은 비밀 입구라고 치고. 어? 토끼가 기어들어온 길은 좀 저밥인데.
Maybe you gotta lay off the brisket. Less days in the gym. Scrawny down a little bit.
챔피언 이런 길이 있는 줄도 모르고 먼 길로 뺑 돌아버렸네. 아 여기는 지도도 없어? 나이 먹을 만큼 먹고 미아될 뻔했지요.
Come on, don't you enjoy a nice hedge maze? Just wander around and think about stuff. I don't know, I've never been in a hedge maze.
어디 내 식구들하고 인사 좀 나누셨는가?
Well, did y'all say hello to the boys out there? I tell you what.
잘 보내줬지. 역시 니놈이 복병을 숨겨놓은 것이었군.
Otis, I don't think you're allowed to talk to him.
에휴, 아그들이라 거시기. 아직도 정신머리가 없어야. 나가 이참에 단디해야 쓰겠다.
Yeah, if you can scrape up what's left of them into a Tupperware box. Hopefully they can hear you through the plastic.
당신도 누군가의 의뢰를 받고 이곳으로 온 거겠죠?
Ishmael, I don't think you're allowed to talk to him either.
가주 승계를 막거나 지체시키려고요.
원래는 가시춘 가가 들어가기 전에 먼저 잡아볼 생각이었는데.
So I guess he was just gonna sit here and wait until she leaves to go to the throne and then kill her?
야, 뭔 대단한 뜻이 있어갖고 거시기하러 온 것 같더냐.
Yeah, he's here on a job, really.
그럼 이미 실패하지 않았나요?
So we don't need to fight each other? Wouldn't that be nice?
돌아가서 지자리에 앉아야 끝나는 거 아니야. 그 전에 잡아 죽여버리면 그만이지.
Yeah, kinda like I just said.
흑수도 그래야지만 움직이나 보네요.
Which is fucking nightmarish, by the way.
니야,
I gotta be honest, I don't think she's gonna make it to the throne.
여기는 위아래가 없는가?
Yeah, at least two of us who shouldn't be speaking to him have spoken to him.
뭔지
Fuck, yeah, right, forgot about that. Whoops.
너는 무엇이라도 됐다고 나한테 겁도 없이 질문을 막 갖다 붙이냐?
How many tongues do you want? We need to trick him into being disrespectful to Honglu so that he punishes himself and then he's wounded and we can win.
저 한 가지 여쭤볼 것이 있어요.
And Honglu's allowed. He's very important.
그래? 뭐 가시 가문 보옥 도련님쯤 되시면은 나랑 직통해도 거시기하진 않지.
Well,
보시오. 말.
what you don't know is that Ishmael actually owns a whole wing. She totally does. Shut up. So you now have to pull off your own legs and hit yourself with them. It's your rules, not ours.
웨이 씨를 죽이지 않고 계속 붙잡아 두고 계시는 이유가 있으신가요?
It's a good question.
보통 그럴 때는 말이죠. 협상을 원하시더라고요.
Which is interesting, because why would he want to negotiate with us?
협상?
Negotiate? Hot damn!
림버스 컴퍼니급에서 나한테 협상이라는 말을 쓰는 건 조금 이상한데.
And yet, you seem to be saying it up, lad.
뭐 틀린 말도 아닌게.
There you go.
그래도 쪼까 애매해. 저놈의 새끼가 누구들한테 얼마나 중요한지 가늠이 안 돼, 아브라.
We don't have to tell you that, you just have to state your terms.
목숨줄은 간당간당하게 붙여는 놨는데 이게 뭐 협상 테이블에 올라는 갈란가. 흑수필두라고는 해도 영 쪽을 못 쓴게.
Might do.
말해.
Zilu, who's been standing beside us in silence this whole time, suddenly spoke up.
무엇을 원하지?
It's time to negotiate. Her voice was so deep, cavernous, and sincere that it almost made me think that she was really going to give him whatever he wanted in return for Wei.
그 말 한 번 야무지게 잘하네. 그래. 이라고 운을 띄워줘야 나도 그 시기였겠지.
Tell you what? Why does he say what? I don't know, but I love it. It's fucking hilarious. It's almost as funny as I just wanted an excuse to say this on camera, but my favorite meme from this entire fucking canto is Shahuan turning to Gubo and being like, "We are leaving." That is the funniest shit in the fucking world. Gubo, we are leaving. Sorry, I know it's not on topic, but I keep chuckling to myself about that because it's so fucking funny.
아, 그려. 나가 원하는 거는
What you really want, Zig Zig Ah.
제일 성가신 토끼 네 놈이야.
Oh. Interesting. Wait a minute, is he just supposed to be Elmer Fudd? And she's supposed to be Bugs Bunny? Is this actually what we're gonna go with here? He uses a gun, he has an American accent. He's Elmer Fudd. Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht. And it's Wabbit season.
설마 자로 씨의 목을 내놓으라 하는 건
아니야. 내가 그렇게 양심이 없겠냐.
Oh good, we were worried you'd be shameless.
그럼
딱 한 번 비어라.
That's an interesting request.
그러고 나면 돼지든 살든 나랑 한 따까리를 하든 적어도 이놈은 풀어줄란게.
That's a very strange deal.
아하, 눈깔 그리 뜨지 말아야. 나도 그런 세월이 있는데. 에?
I have no idea.
정정당당한 승부 결투. 뭐 이러면 얼마나 좋게. 근데 상황이 상황인지라.
I can respect that at least.
피차 고용된 처지 아니여. 할 건 해야지. 알다시피 검은 토끼 너랑 나는 상상이 겁나 안 좋아서 말이지. 에?
Direct counter. Right, yeah.
내놈 여전하군.
그립이냐?
저자에게 베어지면 반드시 두 동강이다.
Yeah, he swings real fucking hard and that sword is huge.
죽인다는 말을 길게도 그 혓바닥은 닳지도 않나.
It seems to be having a good time.
가치우 밑에서 배운다는 제자들이라면서 뭐 성가신 기술을 배웠다더만.
I like the idea of strange techniques, yeah.
신이라고였냐? 요상한 기운 같은 거를 몸에 감아본다제? 람은 강화 시술 맨키로 단단해진다던데?
That's pretty massive.
그리고 그 신을 요령껏 모아서 힘으로 바꾸면 빗꼬리 같은 것이 몸이나 무기를 감아불고 그게 망이라지?
Is he right? I have no fucking clue.
내가 여즉 그 요령을 터득하고 있으니께 한번 보자고. 그래도 아직 감이 죽지는 않았는지 망 하나 정도는 감을 수 있냐?
Pretty sure I can make one mang by now. I don't like the idea that you're getting stronger. That bothers me.
나도 너그 하는 거 구경이나 해볼람.
Okay. Lei Heng looks at Zilu with a shit-eating grin. They're not even. This is in narration. Might be Dante's narration, but still narration. I never expect to see the term shit-eating grin in narration. We don't know Zilu. We're barely even acquaintances. There's no way she'd risk her life for people who are essentially strangers. And what about Wei? Do they even know each other? I seriously doubt he's as close to her as he is to us. And it might sound cold, but we're not really that close to Wei either. I can't bring myself to ask her to risk her life like that. He's probably not kidding either. Lei Heng's surrounded by at least a few dozen bodies, but there's not even a scratch on him. Hey Wei. I'd prefer it if you did live though. Wei struggles to speak through labored breaths, but his eyes tell me that he's already accepted his fate.
저는 아가씨만 무사히 보내주시면 됩니다. 이 불상사는 오로지 제가 제대로 주위를 살피지 못한 탓.
But you gotta be there to keep her safe when she becomes a hierarch, bro. We gotta get you there.
저마저 없으면 아가씨에게는 아무도 없습니다. 부탁드립니다.
But that's the thing, we're not staying here, so who? Instead of begging for his life, Wei asks us to look after Jia Xishun instead. As he's always done. Zilu looks at Honglu. That's a question, isn't it? Truth be told, Wei probably isn't all that important to Honglu. Wei was Jia Xishun's loyal follower, and that was pretty much it. Honglu said he hadn't interacted much with him back in Dagwanyan either. But I imagine that Honglu would probably rather not see the people he cares about shed any more tears. He'd seen more than enough of that since the annihilation of the Kong family. And that goes for us too. Can we really cut him off just like that? We hadn't talked to him very much, but we'd spent a pretty significant amount of time together, and quietly we've grown to care more about him. We learned more about who he was, about the kind of person his master, Jia Xishun, was. Whenever we ran into them in all kinds of odd places, we were happy to meet them, and we really wanted them to do well. We didn't want either of them to die. And they were the first allies we'd ever made of our own volition, no matter how short-lived our alliance was. I think I may recognize the direction we're heading in here. I think, you know, this mission to come save Xishun was kind of spurred mostly through emotion, right? We felt like this was the right thing to do, so we chose to come do it. We didn't have to do it, but we are going to do it. I think we're now going to take it one step further to try and save Wei, and that will be a step too far, and that will be a painful lesson for everyone. I don't know, we'll see. If we let him kill Wei here, we'd be adding yet another regret to our pasts, knowing that we'd let someone down again. As we are reminded every time we meet Sword and see her subtle yet noticeable sadness. We'll blame ourselves, we'll resent our weaknesses, we won't stop thinking about how we could have prevented this if we were stronger. Maybe we're stronger now. We're not. It's fine. We've died and killed countless times on our journey here, but death is the kind of force that swoops in our moments of dejection to remind us that we can never get used to it. It's up to you, Honglu. What are you thinking? I know we can't save everyone. I've seen enough deaths of our friends, allies, and those who could have been friends to know that. There wasn't any reason Wei should be special. I wasn't making some promise with myself to never let anyone even remotely close to us die again either. But Honglu,
웨이 씨가 죽지 않았으면 좋겠어요.
we all do.
그리고 다시 볼 시춘이의 모습이 슬퍼하는 얼굴이 아니면 좋겠어요.
But I think we will regret this decision, essentially. I think we'll go for it, fail, and he'll die anyway, and it'll be super rough. Something wicked this way comes.
물론 자로 씨가 제 말을 들어주실 이유는 없겠지만.
알았다.
Okay. Oh, Zilu didn't even let Honglu finish. She strode up to Lei Heng. Oh boy.
대라, 샀죠.
Tiantui Star, the winged tiger. That's fucking sick. Okay. He's going for it. He's a big guy.
쟤 물체란?
Tanjure Star, the unrestrained.
잠깐, 지금 뭐하는?
Hold up. It's too late now. Flame bursts forth, wreathing Lei Heng's intimidating Podao, then rises into a raging pillar of fire before a single ring of light materializes around it. On the other hand, a warm, comforting light, presumably the same light Lei Heng mentioned earlier, began to radiate and shimmer from Zilu's body. Are we about to see how much we actually didn't stand a chance against Zilu?
뇌횡, 엄지의 카포이자 동부 10검 중 하나. 전력으로 가르겠다.
It'll be pretty upsetting if you actually do.
입으로 배나.
That's all he needed to hear. Oh, jeez. Oh! And as though on cue, Lei Heng slashed at Zilu's unmoving body with a diagonal cut. Oh, scary. This is stuff beyond us. The sheer wind pressure and the heat from the slash, it was powerful enough to push some of us back. But Zilu was still standing, silently as she had been.
아무리 대갈통을 안 노렸어도 이거 두 동강이 안 나야.
Hot diggity damn.
단단하기는 하발나게 단단하네. 그 신이란 거 손바닥이 저릿저릿해. 그래 봐야 단단해졌다 그거지. 베이지 않는 것도 아닌갑소.
No, but it's pretty fucking effective.
죽지는 않았다. 그 정도 아니겠는가?
And this is also why we're gonna have to fight him without Zilu's help, because she's gonna need a minute after that. Blood burst from Zilu the moment Lei Heng asked, and that's a big cut.
자로 씨.
Oh, emotion from Honglu. Honglu ran up to Zilu to stop her fall.
자로 씨. 왜 그러셨던 건가요?
충분했기 때문에. 소중하다 생각한 사람의 슬퍼하는 얼굴을 보고 싶지 않다고 했었던 그 대답.
Honglu, my friend, you passed another test. You're getting really good at these, and quicker at them too. Zilu continues resolutely despite the gushing blood.
이것이 내가 배운 인이자 나의 협, 즉 인협이다.
Respectable.
믿는 맡기지.
Thanks. The fuck are we gonna do? This woman, whom I'd not even exchanged a single word with, calls me a friendly nickname when her own life's on the line.
상가신 놈 하나 치워본 게 인자 좀 속이 시원하네.
Alright kids, wabbit season's over. Now it's clock season.
약속은 지킨다. 저놈도 내가 한 입으로 두 말은 안 하는 놈이란 걸 알지? 그런게 순순히 배인 것 아니겠냐?
It would be pretty fucking miserable for us if you weren't. With that, Lei Heng kicked way in our direction. Nice, thanks. Classy, thank you.
갖고 가라. 한 서너 달 쎄 빠지게 재활시키면 두 발로는 걸어다닐란가?
Glad to hear it.
그 목숨줄이 여기서 끊어지지 않는다면 말이지.
Yeah, that is the elephant in the room we're now returning to.
도련님을 데리고 가서 전문을 열 거지?
Yup.
자, 그럼은
Well then. Lei Heng begins walking in our direction, cracking his neck.
어디 한번 와보소.
Well, we're obviously not going to kill him today. What is the plan? We're not going to beat him. So, survive until someone more significant shows up to bail us out? Like, what's the play here?
저 철암사 안에서 승계 끝나기 전에는 얼추 다 처려갔어.
I believe it.
잘 놀다 갑니다.
Wow, we're fucked. Okay, cool, good. Right, well, I'm just gonna fucking go for it, aren't I? Okay. We're gonna turn the music up for this, obviously. You're right, buddy. What do you got? You got 4,000 HP. Good fucking start. Final power +4 or +1 for every 4 sum of burn and tremor on target. Okay, so this is what you're playing with. Units panics, blah, 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 blah. Take less damage from burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, and sinking. Good thing we're not using those. When flipping a coin that consumes Tiger Mark round while not having Tiger Mark round does not cancel this unit's attacks. The coins inflict burn and inflict burn count effects do not activate. Okay. Max stack 6. At encounter start and at the turn start of gaining a new pattern, gain 1 severing slash. Okay, and heal 5 SP for every 10% missing HP on self, max 40. Inflict 1 prey against the target that dealt the most damage to this unit last turn. In a clash with an enemy, clash power -5. Skill coins that spend Tiger Mark round deal 20% damage on hit, plus 20%, and inflict 2 defense level down next turn. The above effects do not activate if the target equipped a defense skill. Okay, so defense skills are a thing here. We don't have any prey yet, so that's something. Hopeless across the board. Great start. Oh, of course, we don't have our ego resources. This is an entirely fresh... Oh, fucking hell, this is going to be bad. All hopeless. All hopeless. All hopeless. All hopeless. Yep. Hopeless. 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 So what's the play exactly? He's level 83. It's implied he's not as strong as Chu. Okay. Doesn't mean he can't kill him. It just means he's not as strong. But what's the play if we don't stand a chance of winning? Like, obviously it mentions the defense skills. Naturally, I'm trying to avoid rushing in here, and I'm trying to really evaluate the situation, but it seems like not only is there nothing we can do to stop these attacks, but we're also gonna get immediately staggered from them. Okay, I think I'll lose this the first time around. I think I'm gonna get absolutely stomped, but I may as well see what's going on. Sitting here doing nothing forever is gonna get us nowhere. So, the thought process is just a bunch of defensive skills because of the damage reduction, but with Ishmael doing a one-sided pursue them to the end, with all the pride resonance we have on the board, we might be able to get some extra damage in. It's also a little bit of burn, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, a little bit of bleed and burn. It's not gonna do much, but it's better than nothing. Let's just see what happens. That's a pathetic amount of damage, but it's fine. Oh boy. It's a stagger, which lowers all of our clash. No counter from that. Okay, so his values weren't actually going to be that high. I feel like the game lied to me a little bit with the predictions. Like, it didn't lie about the damage at all, but it definitely lied on the clash values.
요만치밖에 못하냐?
Or is the first turn supposed to be an absolute fucking wash? Or does this activate after a certain point, and I got there really quickly by playing the first round poorly? I don't know. It's fine. Yeah, this is pretty much what we got. What of it? He's overwhelmingly powerful. So this is a capo of the thumb, and one of the 10 blades of the east. I had to admit it, we simply don't have enough power to defeat him yet, especially with him coming at us with the intent to kill. You gonna unsheath it? You gonna do it? I think back to one of our previous battles, Don Quixote of La Mancha Land. He was undeniably a more powerful foe than Lei Heng. There's a significant gulf of power between them two, I can sense it. But we're struggling against him so much more. Because unlike Don Quixote, this guy's actually trying to kill us. His jocular demeanor seems to imply that to him this was just another day at work, but he's got no intentions of toying with us. He's going for the kill. Didn't know that could make this much of a difference. There was so much that separated him from the rest of us, his sheer physical strength, experience and skill, not to mention the powerful arm and the apparently famous weapon. All of that combined into one became a wall that stood between us and our goal. At least, if we can somehow fight on equal ground.
단테님, 다음은 어떻게 해볼까요?
What do we do now? Honglu asks with a slightly exhausted voice, but he is smiling still. That's strange. Honglu has never been the first one to ask the questions or share his opinions with the rest of us. He'd reply to others' questions or share a few detached observations when we were at an impasse, but... Honglu, this is probably a bad time to ask him this, but we do love to just chat during a battle, so we may as well. I had a burning question that needed to be answered. Why did you ask that? I mean, what I'm asking is, whatever. Whatever I'm throwing at him doesn't seem to be working, and while I can keep bringing you guys
알
back...
것 같아요. 무슨 말씀이신지.
Do we know what we mean?
하지만 저도 잘 몰라요.
I've noticed his way of speaking is changing. That was an odd thing to say, but Honglu's expression did not seem confused or complicated at all. His eyes carried that sense of freedom of someone looking far off into the distant horizon, which he'll never get to because he's about to be torn in half by fucking Lei Hang.
꽉 닫혀있던 방 안에 아주 조금 창의 틈이 열린 것 같아요.
I see.
먹먹한 소리가 부드럽게 풀어지고 어디선가 바람이 기분 좋게 불어들어와서
I do love the pleasant breeze. It's very rare nowadays here. It's so fucking stuffy in Britain at the moment.
어느새 그 바람이 저를 조금씩 흘러가게 하고 있었나 봐요.
Oh. His eyes focus on me.
그러니까 제가 단테님의 생각이 궁금해진 것도 물어보고 싶어진 것도 그 바람의 탓이 아닐까요?
Okay. But I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what more I can do to get past this monster. We did one round of combat and went, fuck it, never mind. And I'm right there with him. We did fuck all that round. Heathcliff put 3 bullets in him and he laughed.
단테님, 제게 이번 일을 어떻게 할지 맡기겠다고 하실 때 이런 고난을 예측하셨나요?
I mean, it's always difficult, isn't it, really? No, I didn't. Not like that. What? Dante, mate. They've got their eyes on the prize, I see. Sorry. with where we're looking? Okay.
그렇다면 제가 순탄하게 일을 해결할 것이라고 생각하셨나요?
I kinda hoped we just beat him up. Of course not.
하지만 제게 선택의 기회를 맡겨주셨죠.
Yep. Even though Foreman was chattering in the background saying he didn't think it was a good idea. That's because I had faith that it was the right thing to do. Ah, we just need faith. As in George Michael or Limp Bizkit? Well, Limp Bizkit was a cover of George Michael, but shh, don't worry about it.
이미 아시는 거죠?
Do we? I didn't have a clue as to what Honglu was going to do, but I believe that his choice would be correct. That's why he...
단테님이 지금 어떻게 해야 할지 모른다고 하셔도 저는 분명 또 다른 방법을 떠올리실 거라 믿고 있답니다.
That's cool.
제게 흘러오는 바람이 그쪽을 향해 등을 간지렸거든요.
This gentle breeze, did it ever speak to you about the sickness of the mind? I'm just asking. I'm required by my position to ask. That's why Honglu trusted me. Very well then. Ooh, Golden Bow Resonance, let's fucking go. Under mercy, all shall be made equal. Ooh, new Durante. Under mercy, all shall be made equal. What in tarnation? That there fella's doing some kind of cloak magic. I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life. What do you think, Gunny? That's what I call my sword. Gunny don't know neither. Wait. Wait. Sorry. Still haven't recovered from a gig the other day. By entering a contract with me, the Sinner's strengths were all raised up or dragged down to a similar level, despite the disparity before that. If we were in an unfair fight, all we need to do is level the playing field by dragging the opponent down to our level.
뭘 연병을 해서 샀는지 몰라도 갑자기 재밌게 만드는구만.
I don't understand your magic words, Clockman, but I like where this is going.
너랑 내 힘을 고만고만하게 만드는 갑네. 그자.
You picked up on that pretty fucking quick.
저같이 사긴 하구만. 뭐막 밀리면은 있는 거 없는 거 다 갖다 써야 안 나겠냐?
And we very much do have to do this, or you will cave us all in to the ground really quickly.
부탁 덤벼라.
Alrighty then. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is.
그래서 단테님 다음에 어떻게 하실지는 정하셨나요?
Yeah, I want you to all punch his stupid face in. Time for round 2. Just like XCOM. Oh, Heathcliff is prey. He probably shouldn't clash then. His Sed's mercy? His Sed's... Hang on a minute. There has been... Wait a fuck... Hold up! Oh my god, why did I never notice this before? Why did I never notice this before? Why did I never make this connection? These colors weren't hit. No, I think they were. Wow. I don't remember, but fucking hell. That's big. That's massive. Okay, well, we're going in, aren't we? Oh, look at that. It's suddenly looking a lot better now. And no one's staggered or extremely wounded, so I'm pleased. Apparently we'll get ego resources if we win the clash with prey, so... I'm gonna say let's fucking go for it. Go on, Heathcliff. Heathcliff, yes, yes, yes. That's a good start. Now beat he ass thoroughly. Do not be gentle. Please don't die. Okay, it's fine. This will suck for him.
이러면 쏠 수 있죠? 공로 지원한다.
Good job, Faust. Love it. He's being scary.
나를 보호해라.
Blasting Shatter Slash. Okay, we do technically have something for that. It's just fucking risky as shit. Go on, Heathcliff, you can do it. I'll tell you what, lads, Pride Month might be over, but the leftover resonance will carry us through. Yes, I think it will. Go on, lads. Send him! Send him for the boys! Yes! Send him, I said! Fuck! That's not good. Ooh. Not a lot of damage, though. That's okay. Y'all are doing real fucking well. Yes. Yes. Yes! Get fucked. Oh, yeah, and the counter! Of course! Beautiful. He hated it. He hated everything about that. I thought it was great. We don't have a lot of resonance this turn, but I think we can make it work. We can at least fucking try. We've totally got him. This is very manageable now. Sorry, my throat's really packing in. I will do my best to power through, though. Let's do this. Let's speed this up. Nice one. And the follow-up. Wabams. Not much damage, but I really like that move anyway. I just think it's really cool. Ooh, good job, Yisang. Love it. Working him down bit by bit. Yes.
간다.
맡겨주세요.
I love it.
선원들,
큰거 하나
나를
쓸란게.
That's not great.
깨지 말아야.
Prioritizes targets with prey. Can clash with this skill regardless of speed. Let me just fucking read that properly, instead of having to fuck around with this. Prioritizes targets with prey. Can clash with this skill regardless of speed. This unit does not become staggered before it uses the skill. On use, consume all inner strength stack on self. This unit consumed plus 10. Gain attack weight plus 1 for every 10 stack. Up to a maximum of 2, so it'd be attack weight 3. 25 stack, final power plus 1 for every 4 sum of burn and tremor on the main target, max 5. Clash lose, gain 4 power down, 1 paralyze, deal 80% less damage, and cannot stagger the target, and only inflict half the potency and count for both burn and tremor inflicted by this skill, unless raised by other effects. After attack, reload once per turn. If this unit has Savage, Tiger Mark round, reload Tactical instead once per turn. Go on, Hongler, you can do it!
벌써 지쳤을까?
You didn't do it! It seems to not be too bad though.
하고 나온 게 이짝도 달아오르는구만.
It was rough, but we're fine, so I'll take it. It's alright, it's alright. He got a lot of SP for it, which sucks, but not the end of the world. We'll throw out a little bit of crow's eye view to make sure he fails his clash against Heathcliff, so make sure that's okay. And everyone else can just go in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so everyone's clashing, everyone's doing stuff. Cool.
된다면 사활을 건다.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이.
Big hits. Love to see it. That's Yield My Flesh being a win-win. If it lost, I would have won. And if it wins, then Merso doesn't take damage, so it's fine too.
그렇지 않은 것.
This is good. This will be useful.
이상이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
Big moments. I actually want Heathcliff to use up all of his bullets so that we can enhance Hongler's attacks. But Heathcliff's not going to use them up while he's on defensive duty. I guess he's not going to do the follow-up, which sucks. But the fact that that was a win works out. And we get that follow-up, so that's good too. We'll stagger him soon, which will give us a break. Wait, who staggered? Why did you stagger? Don Quixote can take it, it'll be fine.
타겟 포착 1시.
처음으로 숨통이 튀었던 순간을 기억하나요? 저는 지금이군요.
You got it. He keeps gaining inner strength, I don't like that. Stagger him quickly. He needs to be staggered soon. So we can just do damage. Go on, Heathcliff, do the follow-up.
사선이 비었어.
Yes. Big damage. Love to see it. Come on. Oh, the stagger's got to happen any second now.
돌아올 서 있으면 못 떨어진다. 어머저.
여긴 맡겨주세요.
Oh, come on, the stagger, please. The stagger. God damn. Oh no. Oh no, no. Come on now. No, not now.
큰거 하나 쓸란게. 뒤져서 흥 깨지 말아야.
I'm not fucking around this time. It's always been about blind obsession. Always, always, always. It almost fucking failed. Although it couldn't have, I don't think, but
조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가
the fact that it was neutral terrified me. The fact that it was a neutral clash. Ugh. Yeah, there it is.
한번 버린 판인데 끝은 보고 가야지.
Fucking lean in on him. Yeah, now's the time. Yeah, now's the time. Now's the time for that. Yep, flank thrust. And yeah, that too. Just hit him.
총원 불격.
as much damage as we can.
쏠 수 있죠? 쏜다.
저놈을 추적해.
Big fucking damage. Get him.
한 점만 노린다.
Ooh! He hates it. Good fucking stuff. That just changed the fight in a major way, but he does have unrelenting spirit. This is going to get quite difficult from now on, I think. You're still doing blasting shatter slash, so we're still going to need to contend that. I imagine he's gaining power. He's got a savage tiger mark now. He's got full SP, so he will be rolling hot. Not a lot we can do other than hope that we can lower his SP this turn in time for Heathcliff's clash with him. He'll probably get it all back at the start of his next turn, but if we're winning clashes and knocking it down this turn, it will at least help. Hopeless, but that's good. Getting to use all of them will be good. Nice. Wonderful. Marvelous. This might suck. It did. Lovely. Yeah, that's quite painful. As it turns out, that hurts quite a lot. Don't even know if you could say we're out DPSing him at the moment. Yeesh. He is losing SP this turn, which means Heathcliff has a chance.
저놈을 추적해.
Big hits. Oh, you didn't get to do it. That's a shame, but it's fine. 29 damage is okay, I guess. No. Yikes.
큰거 하나 쓸란게 뒤져서 흥 깨지 말어야.
Oh, cool, we're doing this again. Except it's worse this time. Hongluo's in trouble. The encounter doesn't end if Hongluo dies, right? No, we are technically okay. Alright, okay, good. What do you think, Musso? If you win that, you could also prevent Hongluo from being killed. It's a big gamble, but if you do it, oh boy. So many opportunities to fail. Don't like it.
내가 너를 위해 기도할 것이니 넌 반드시 부서진다.
Musso! Yeah!
호랑이를 잡으려 그랬으면 누구도 잡아 맥힐 각오를 했어.
Don Quixote dodged all of it. What a hero she is. And Hongluo survived as well. Thanks to pursuance. Dare I say it, lads? An extremely tactical use of pursuance. Actually, for the first time, from me, on screen, genuinely tactical ego use. Can't make this shit up. Okay, so Faust and Ishmael are going to take hits. And there's nothing we can do about it, so... all we can do is power through. Let's go. Good, that's what we need. Anything to just top up Hongluo a little bit.
처음으로 숨통이 트였던 순간을 기억하나요? 저는 지금이군요.
This track is so good. Not that you can hear it. Things are fine. Close.
종원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
That was good damage.
돌아올 서 있으면 목 떨어진다.
Ishmael's dude. Yeah, oh, wow. Holy shit.
말이다. 나는
이제 가진 것은 이 전기밖에 없는데
She did our last bit for us. Now Otis will have to take over. This will do very little for us because I don't think I've thread spun this ability, so yeah.
여기구나.
Okay, damage. I forgot to set it up retaliate. He's still alive. I don't think he'll survive to the next turn. He's fine. Nope, off he goes. It's actually the end of the fight.
나를 여기까지 모은 것도 징한 일이다. 근데 요시히데야.
Ah.
이길라면 그 칼을 싸게 뽑았어야지.
Yoshihide, huh? Actually defeat. Did I actually lose? No, okay, I think it's fine. I don't think it was prompted. I don't think it was prompted by Honglur dying. I think that was a remarkable coincidence. Or it's a replay of what we saw way back when with the Night Drift or whatever his fucking name was, where if he doesn't just kill Honglur in the fight, then he kills him in a cutscene and then it plays out as normal. I think that was just a remarkable coincidence. But fun either way. Yeah, I guess we can't do endurance fights, huh?
그 요상한 능력도 맞는 건 아닌갑네. 시간이 그까진가 보다.
No, our power doesn't hold up too well when someone decides they have a screen clearer. And even then, actually, if you did clear the screen, I don't know if we would have won, but we would have given it a solid try. We had some good reserves.
시도는 좋았는디. 뭐 하수어도 어쩌겠어.
But it can't end. We have 10 more years of Limbus. Project Moon wouldn't lie to us. I think this comes down to two things. First of all, he just had some technique. Actually, it really comes down to one thing. He had techniques, right? You can be weaker than someone and still win if you've got the right technique, if you've got good fundamentals and understanding. You can be physically inferior to someone and still beat them at something. I remember, this is a stupid little story, but it does encapsulate my point a little bit. I remember when me and my friends were young, when we were like teenagers, you know, like around between 16 and 18, I say, a mutual friend of ours, actually it was Sweetman. Yeah, you guys know, or at least some of you know about Sweetman, but my friend Sweetman was the frontman for a punk band, Damaged. You should go check them out, actually, they're pretty good. Still making music to this day. But we would go to their gigs, and these were like fucking, you know, these were like fresh out of school kids fucking gigs. They were just some fun. They were a bit silly, moshing and shit. You know, we'd set up a mosh pit and be fucking bumping into each other and slamming into each other and shit, and it was fun. You know, it was goofy fun. We were usually drunk as well. But I remember one time my mate Josh, who even nowadays is still like twice my size, but back then was especially twice my size, saw me having just bounced off of someone, and he like charged at me and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get Foreman. And I saw him coming, and I was like, I stood there and I thought to myself, like, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't prepared for this moment, because I knew he'd fucking do it to me someday, because I was even smaller back then than I am now. I'm quite a scrawny guy. I've put on a bit of bulk as I've gotten older, but I was especially scrawny back then. So what I did is I saw him charging towards me, and I fucking planted my feet, lowered my stance, and then when he got within like half a meter, basically waiting for a bull rush, I countercharged. Like, I jumped at him and managed to cancel it out, which was impressive because not only did he weigh more than me, but he was a lot stronger. My point was that in that moment, I was physically inferior to him, but I played the situation in a certain way where it didn't matter that I was inferior to him. And I feel like that plays into Lei Heng. Like, this isn't an opponent that we could so easily defeat by just lowering his power level, for lack of a better term. The dude is also just an extremely capable fighter. He's an extremely experienced combatant, and he knows techniques. He knows moves. He has stuff. He's got tech. And that's why we lost, because he's got tech. But we did give him a solid fucking fight.
경험의 격차가 유의미할 정도로 크기 때문입니다.
Faust essentially summarizes the point much more briefly than I did. Which is rare, actually. It's usually the other way around.
힘이 부치네요.
Sinclair, come on, man. You weren't even in that fight.
야, 앓는 소리 하지 마.
Now we're gonna get up and hit him again. Hit him again!
지금까지 해오던 거 잊었냐? 언젠가는 꺾을 수 있어.
It ain't over till it's over! Heathcliff encouraged us with his usual bluntness, but it was true that determination was the only thing keeping some sinners on their feet. The Tikan Temple is right there, right in front of us, but we simply can't get past this final threshold. Jarchur said we were the key to stopping this war's powder keg from blowing, but we're stopped by this one man on a bridge between us and the temple. I thought I'd finally found a way to even things out by resonating with the Golden Bow, but I just don't see how we can get past this wall. Oh, he's fucked now. I swear to God, if Heng manages to kill Chu, I'm gonna be so pissed. Chu is 7 levels higher, but Heng has experience. A low, deep voice boomed from behind us.
생각보다는 빨리 기어왔구만.
And Chu's gonna be like, yeah, I murdered every single one of your men and then had plenty of time to walk back here to fight you. Everyone's dead, I win.
기왕 늦는 거 조금 더 늦지 그랬냐? 이제 막 요절을 내볼까 하던 팀이었는데.
Sorry lad, we have plot armor.
아, 그러네. 누워있는 저 토끼가 괜히 불을 판 게 아니었네.
아하.
이거 영광이네. 전장에서 네 놈이 사라졌으면 그것은 그것대로 손해게.
Probably, yeah.
내게는 이곳에 오는 게 더욱 중한 일이다.
What a fucking hero he is.
이들은 고작 이곳에서 멈춰 있을 자들이 아닐 테니.
I can't believe, like, I can believe because they wrote it this way and they wrote it very well. But I can't believe we spent all that time thinking, man, Chu's such a fucking bitch, whatever, I'm gonna fight him, I'm gonna win. And it's like, actually, he's the coolest guy in this, in like the nearest fucking 100-mile radius. Who's fucking sick. And cool and nice. What a fucking guy.
그래야? 그러면 한번 두어보자.
Well, let's see then. Me and Gunny here don't want to be blapped around by that there magic brain stick of yours, so I reckon it's time to negotiate. Sir.
사람들이 다시 이 짝으로 기어 나올 때 버선발로 마중 나설 사람이.
Oh, they're actually gonna go at it. Fun.
난지 말이야.
I'm so convinced that Chu's gonna die here. So utterly convinced that Chu is gonna die here. I just feel it in my bones. I think Chu knows as well.
언제 한번 이랑 찐득하니 붙어보고 싶었는데 날이 딱 잡히네. 안 그냐?
It's pretty scenic.
몸이 끓어오르는구만.
It'll also say a lot if Heng wins this anyway, because we've kind of been kicking the shit out of him for a while, and yeah, he's not close to losing canonically, but he's still been fighting the sinners for a while. Despite Lei Heng's gung-ho provocations, Xia Chu paid him no mind. He looked at Zilu, who was barely breathing. She was slumped against the wall.
자로야, 언제까지 자고 있을 셈이냐?
그래 갖고 깨갔냐? 간만에 설찬이 시계 비워버렸는데.
This time,
옆에다 보짝 붙여갖고 재워주는 것이 니도 좀 낫잖여. 안 그리야?
there's a lot of talk. Lei Heng's blade flashed with fire once again, and he charged like a lightning strike towards Xia Chu. But Xia Chu's staff brought Lei Heng's blade to a screeching halt.
형님,
Go on, Chu, beat him up. Beat him up. He's been saying mean things about us, and he cut Zilu. Beat him up for us, please. I guess we do have to go, don't we?
내 등의 세력에게 이미 가시충이 철암사 안에 들어갔다는 소식이 흘러갔다.
That's not great.
그러니 승계를 마무리하고 가주가 되어 철암사 문 밖으로 나온 찰나의 순간 새로운 가주가 흑수를 부리기 전에 가시춘의 목을 치려 할 것이다.
Goddamn.
승계를 맞춰도 지상으로 올라와야만 가주로서 인정받는 의식이 끝나는 것이니
That's very fucking annoying.
가시춘이 뒤에 업고 있는 유의미한 세가도 없기에 이런 영문은 다른 가문을 자극하기는커녕 누군가 어린 가주의 목을 베어주게 서로 기대하고 있을 터.
And it's our job to make sure that don't happen.
하지만
However, he says as he parries another blow from Lei-Heng.
너희가 들어가고 가시춘과 다시 나오기 전까지 나는 그 누구도 이 다리 너머로 건너지 못하게 할 것이며 그렇게 가시춘의 목은 베일 일이 없을 것이다.
Not a single foe shall cross this bridge as long as I stand. He's Confucius, but he's actually Lu Bu. And he's gonna fight all of China and win. No one will cross this bridge. So saith Jabu.
그리고 시춘이를 무사히 지상으로 호위하여 가주로 만든다는 거군요.
Yes, we fucking will, unless we don't. We'll see.
제 아무리 뒤에 세력이 없는 시춘이라 하여도 가주로 명명된 자를 치는 영문은 어떤 가문도 쉬이 해낼 수 없기에.
Lest we forget, Zishun is tough. Not tough enough to deal with all of this shit on her own, you know, understandable because very few people would be. But she is very strong.
오라버니께서 그리하시겠다면 저 역시 돕겠습니다.
Dayu, you can't be here because it means you can be killed. Please don't die.
어떻게 여기까지?
시다니야. 셋이 감는 대관원에 완전히 척을 치는 줄 알았는데.
What in the gosh darn? I was thinking them there's you fellas had already fucking done now, man. This is the best worst day of my life.
모든 설가가 그런 뜻을 가진 건 아니다.
There you go.
보고라버니, 보차 아가씨께서 저를 비밀리에 보내었습니다.
Balchai's good egg.
대관원의 미래 같은 커다란 대의는 잘 모르겠습니다.
And yet we're talking about it.
그저 저도 아가씨도 오라버니가 죽는 것을 바라지는 않아요.
Hey, if we can fight off waves of fucking henchmen and shit with Dayu and Zishun, that would be pretty fucking sick.
그뿐입니다.
내 뒤에 서라.
Wait, hang on. Wait, but she's come with us where we can protect her. You're fighting Heng.
미처 막지 못한 것들의 처리를 도와라.
Oh, jeez. She's not gonna survive this.
기꺼이.
Oh, no. Not because she isn't capable, but because the plot demands it.
고마워, 태호.
Oh, God.
저 멀리 다른 병력이 몰려오고 있다.
Who is it now?
저거 들키는 거야 뭐 시간 문제였지.
I guess that's why we retreated to a reserve defensive position, hey? But that does mean we're gonna have to fight our way out. Although we do have the rabbit hole, I suppose.
그렇게 자신만만하게 말했으면 한번 딱 막아보소.
Indeed.
앞으로 가라, 가보.
Go.
네 진심을 믿는다.
The stakes. There are so many stakes. It's like a fucking steakhouse out here. God damn. I appreciate that does in fact count as a victory. Temporary truce, that'll be interesting. Okay. Friends, that is all for today because this actually went longer than I intended. But next time I think we'll wrap this up. I think I'm committed to wrapping this up next time, making like next time be the last one of Canto 8, because I don't think I'll be able to sit here and just not finish it. You know, I don't think I'll be able to do 2 parts and be like, all right, we'll do the last part next time. Unless, of course, the final boss absolutely beats my teeth in, at which point, I don't know, even then it might just be multiple recording sessions, maybe not necessarily a separate video. I don't know. I don't need to plan that far ahead, really, do I? But the point is, oh boy, am I looking forward to next time. Oh boy, things are kicking off. Oh boy, we're fucking going somewhere. There's still plenty of time for trauma and loss, and we're here for it, and we'll be there for it next time, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Addison Sells, Voltwolf, Miscreant, Rakariku, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Lila Hexira, Bissalanchi, Princeps, Jack Omu, Mr. Chrono, Superstatic, Lumi, Spyheart, Mighty PH, Ensistora, E, Lanthelion, Gage Donaldson, Hodgeman, Saga, Jack, Ninja Dog, Ember Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Beanbag Beanbag Turtle, Cuds, Kenneth Maria, Poe, Portrait of Breck, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Names, Summer Cat Flanny, Painted Dragoon, Lipotatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Mar, Heartland, Harrick J, Dresso, Sion Distance, Lol, Etherbin, Linky, Xeon, Cedar, Bin, Water, Alkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Skitty, Plutonium Pie, Jimmy Ghost, Supple Lullaby, K-Bob, Magic Owl, The Frostbite, SCP-168, Nemad, and Kenny T800 for supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. Glad Wei survived. Don't know if he'll continue to survive. I feel like it would just be a mean thing for Heng to do, that we walk out of the Temple of Zishun and he's like, "Oh, goody, you're here," and then cuts his head off just to be a dick. I could see him doing that. He's kind of an asshole, and Ryoshu keeps saying he's an asshole, and if Ryoshu says someone's an asshole, they're probably an asshole. So, yeah, he's obviously not going to die here because he needs to be a thing later on. So, will it be Chu or Dayu or both? I don't think I can handle any of those outcomes, but possibly next time I'll have to. And when I do, I hope I see you there next time for the Kanto 8 finale. Doodles, goodbye.